So at 5, we have a game that took place last February. And anytime you have these two Spanish giants go head-to-head, you know, the big Madrid derby here in La Liga, you know if Atletico Madrid win, you can expect to see it here on our list all the time at AtleticoFans.com. But anyhow, this game was important for 3 reasons. 1, it proved that Antoine Griezmann could perform in the big games. 2, this match was Zinedine Zidane's first loss as manager. A month prior to this, he replaced Rafa Benitez. And 3, anytime Atleti win at the Bernabeu, it's a big deal. So the first half started off, both teams going at it. Atletico Madrid, the more compact, patient side. Real Madrid, home at the Bernabeu, really looking to expand their play. But anyway, it wasn't until nearly 10 minutes into the second half that Antoine Griezmann comes, and the French superstar would put Atleti on his back. He bypassed Real Madrid's midfield, darted toward the penalty area, found Filipe Luis for a pass, and the Brazilian fed it back for the Frenchman to finish it and put the ball in the back of the net past Keylor Navas. Now, this was a time last season when Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid are really in a heated race. A couple months after this, Barcelona would start to lose games, both in the UCL. We got some classic games coming up for that, and domestically. So this game put a lot of pressure on the big dogs in La Liga. Now let's go to number 4. May 3rd, 2016, UEFA Champions League semi-final, second leg. What a game. Now, coming into this second leg, Atleti had a 1-goal lead to protect on aggregate, and they tried for dear life as Bayern came out as the better side. Guardiola never got his Bavarian club past the UCL semi-final during his tenure, but after Xabi Alonso blazed home a free kick to beat Jan Oblak after 31 minutes, it looked as though Atleti were certain to lose, as the Allianz Arena is an unforgiving place. Furthermore, when Bayern Munich were awarded a penalty, we Atletico supporters thought the Catalan boss was finally going to get Bayern through to a final. As it happened, however, Atleti fans will remember this moment forever. Jan Oblak wound up saving Thomas Muller's shot to dampen the urgency in Bayern's play and the hope of their supporters. Next, of course, the French superstar Antoine Griezmann came to the rescue, putting together a brilliant counter-attacking run, beating Manuel Neuer and forcing Bayern to score 2 more goals in order to progress. Obviously, this wouldn't be a classic 2016 match without one of Atleti's players making us supporters suffer. After Robert Lewandowski would even the aggregate score 2-2, on a header, Fernando Torres would be awarded a penalty only to miss his opportunity to kill off the German side. But it was enough to hold on. Atletico Madrid won on 2-2 aggregate. This is one of those games where I had a huge sigh of relief. I said, finally, we had overcome Barca, at the time the defending Champions League title holders, and we just beat Bayern Munich, another contender for this year's Champions League. And I was like, wow, we have one last hurdle. Unfortunately, Atleti couldn't do it. It sucks. But this is one of those games where I just wanted to grab the person closest to me, just give them one big hug, because it was such a relief that we had actually made it to the final. All right, now time for number 3. After a few good looks from both sides in the first 30 minutes, it would be Atletico who would score the only goal of the game. Antoine Griezmann would draw on 3 defenders and find a perfectly weighted pass to Carrasco, who would pull the trigger at the edge of the penalty box to hit the right post and go in. This was a gorgeous goal, and it started, it was one of those goals that cemented Carrasco's current form in this season. He's on fire. He's no doubt Atleti's best player this season, along with Filipe Luis. But this is one of those standout games of the season for him. And honestly, this is a game that showed Europe and showed fans of world football that what happened in the semi-final of the Champions League last season was no fluke. Atletico are the real deal. I know they're struggling domestically right now, but make no mistake, we are still a team to be taken seriously in Europe. Now, let's go to number 2. After beating the Champions League title holders, I was like, ah, crap, we have to face this team now. And we had the first leg at home. Obviously, we went over the second leg. We won this tie. But the first leg, we were like, us Atletico supporters, we were like, we have to get a goal. We can't come out too stingy, too defensive in this game. And boy, did Atletico Madrid deliver, especially Saul Niguez. Now, let's break down this goal, this classic goal, a goal that will be forever remembered in the hearts of Atleti supporters everywhere. And it's a top 5 Vicente Calderon moment, all time. It was deadlocked at 0-0 when the 21-year-old midfielder took on the Bayern defense, leaving Xabi Alonso and David Alaba in his wake. To curling home a beauty of a ball into the bottom left corner. That goal would propel Saul onto the scouting radar of many clubs in Europe, but is going to go down, as I said before, as one of the most important, most vital goals in Vicente Calderon history. This was a classic 1-0 Simeone win, and it really showed us Atleti supporters that despite the fact that we were coming up, arguably a better team in form than Barcelona, Bayern Munich has such a great coach. It can be argued that at that point in time last season, that this team was in better form than Barcelona, no doubt about it. And if you compare the two ties, both legs against Bayern Munich were significantly harder games. They were more difficult. The team play of the Bavarians was superb, and we really hung on. But Saul Niguez, us Atleti fans will forever thank you for this gorgeous goal and this classic game. A lot of Atleti fans consider this game to be the best game of 2016, but I have a pretty good case for number 1. Coming into the second leg, Barcelona had a 2-1 aggregate lead. And the first leg was highly controversial, given the fact that Luis Suarez, although he scored 2 goals, he had a good game. A lot of Atleti supporters and a lot of neutral fans thought that he should have seen red on a questionable challenge to Felipe Luis. Also, you might remember that Fernando Torres, El Niño, was sent off for this game for a stupid challenge on Sergio Busquets. However, there are a lot of neutral fans that also believed that Sergio Busquets dove, and he really, he was just, typical Busquets, acting. You should take that stuff to acting school, not on the football pitch. Come on. But anyway, let's get to the game footage. As it happened, the stage was set for the Vicente Calderon to host an epic comeback, and that's just what happened. In the 35th minute, with Atleti working their way around Barca's penalty area, Saul Niguez would cross a left-footed, outside the boot ball right to Griezmann's head, and the former Real Sociedad man put it away. I vividly remember Barca fans crying on Twitter over this goal, and it wouldn't stop there. The nightmare for Barca fans was just beginning. With 5 minutes left from full time, Atletico sprung forward with a Felipe Luis-led counterattack. The Brazilian beat Mascherano, and his pass to Griezmann would be blocked by Iniesta's hand, and a penalty was awarded. Griezmann took the penalty and scored a ball that honestly Ter Stegen should have stopped, I'm not going to lie, but nonetheless it went in anyway, and we secured our spot in the UEFA Champions League semifinal. This to me is the best game for Atletico fans. It's the best Atletico Madrid game of 2016. I know a lot of people like that, 1-0 Bayern Munich win at the Calderon, Saul Niguez Maradona-like goal, but beating the defending UEFA League champions, to me, was more important. We beaten the best team in Europe, arguably the best team in Europe. I know Bayern Munich's good, but Barca were the defending title holders for the UEFA Champions League, and we beat them, and it feels so good. Watching, I remember that photo of, the video of Iniesta, Andres Iniesta crying on the bus, leaving the Vicente Calderon. To me, That felt so good. It felt so good to watch that. But anyway, like I said, this is La Liga Love Affair. Follow me on Twitter. I am Carlo Valladares, and my handle is at C_V_news. And don't forget to go to AtleticoFans.com for all your Atletico Madrid needs in English. I read a lot of pieces for them. And guys, Atletico fans, La Liga fans, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I will be doing these videos more frequently, as I said before. I'm making them in my home now. So, peace.